What has this public toilets got to do with weapons of mass destruction, namely gas bombs and World War II? Stay tuned to find out.
Okay, well, first of all, this is Llanberis Station, and this is one of two possible locations where our story starts. Well, it's not exactly, it's here. Yeah, the bit that we're interested in is not the bit behind us, which is a station, but over there, which would have been some of the marshalling yards, and also slightly more to the left, which is the rest of the marshalling yards. So at the end of World War II, we found the Germans had got stockpiles of tens of thousands of weapons of mass destruction, chemical weapons. They were gas bombs, and they were taken by sea to Newport down in South Wales, train all the way up to Llanberis somewhere. Now it was either in these marshalling yards or at another marshalling yard which would have been close to the Llanberis bomb store. Now you're asking, why on earth didn't they put them in the Llanberis bomb store? It's quite simple, really. One, the bomb store had fallen apart. If you watch my video, which I'll put a thing up at the top, you'll be able to watch that. And also, the replacement bomb store didn't have rail access. This part of the A486 is the old railway line. However, it now separates, and we have to go down this little side track, just down to the end, which is the old railway line, for the area where the marshalling yards were. Now what we have to look out for is the public toilets at the end, because they're crucial to the story. Well, the toilets aren't crucial to the story, but the location is. Now obviously the lake is to our right, and therefore the marshalling yards will have to be on our left as we come up here. Now they're by DMM's, the massive climbing equipment manufacturer. But anyway, we're just coming up to the toilets now. Now, I'm not really interested in these toilets. I went earlier before I came out. What I'm interested in really is the location. So straight ahead of us there is the entry to the Llanberis bomb store. When we look behind us, which we will do in a minute, I promise, that's the railway. To our left is Carnarvon, to our right would be down to Llanberis. So you'll be expecting that the trains will be going that way out towards Carnarvon once they're finished being stored behind the public toilets. Well, no, because that would be sensible, wouldn't it? Let's go and see where they actually went. They actually took them by road. I know it sounds daft, but there is some logic in their thinking. So first of all, they went back out of Llanberis towards Carnarvon. We're heading out towards Llanrug. And the reason why it makes sense is as follows. If you store the bombs in Llanberis, you're only going to kill a village. If you store them in Carnarvon, you're going to kill the town with a port, etc. Harsh, but unfortunately that's the truth. So next time you see me, I'll be further along the journey. We're just going to go straight through Llanrug. The authorities were acutely aware of how dangerous this was. So what they did was they'd send, say, 2 or 3 lorries at a time, but with them there would be outriders on stuff like WM20s, side valve Nortons and mattresses and Triumphs as outriders. Plus they'd have police, and I believe they also had what we now call something like CBRN cleansing crews. So yeah, they would have had quite a lot of backup. Now this is Pontrhyg. Now if we carry on this road, we'll be going through Carnarvon. So of course that would be dangerous. So I don't think they'd have gone that way. They seem pretty clued up. So they'll be turning off left where we're about to go. Plus it's a nicer road than going through town. I just think they'd have avoided all the busy locations. while we're having a quick ride down this lovely stretch of road, just a quick word. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that malarkey. Always helps us channels out. And look out for the sheep getting a bit stroppy in the field to our left. Yeah, it's amazing really what some of them get up to. They can be quite violent. There we go. Never mind. After a short trip along the fast road, they'll come into Bontnowith. And I think, although they could have gone a couple of different ways, this is the way they're most likely to have gone. They'll go left here and then turn right, so they can quickly get out of the village and back into some rural areas to minimise the risks. Now you're thinking, where on earth are they going? They're not going to the port, they just seem to be wandering around into the countryside. And that's what it feels like. But no, they've got a better plan. So they've used trains, they've used ships, they've used road. Let's take them to an RAF base, shall we? That sounds like a good idea. Right, so let's get clear of the village and let's go and see if we can find the RAF base where they took them. RAF Llanddrog. Now, RAF Llanddrog may be known to quite a few of you because it is in fact a place where some mountain rescue was started, and it's the place where the Coast Guard helicopter flies off to go and rescue people who come a cropper in the mountains these ways. Never a nice sight for us, but hopefully for the people who are in trouble, it's the most welcome sight they'll ever see. But yeah, these are quite tight, narrow lanes, so it did make me wonder, would they come down this way? But yes, seemingly they did. You just feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. It's wonderful. It's really pretty down here. Just for reference, we're about to pass underneath the Carnarvon bypass, A487. There it is, coming there. It really saves a huge amount of journey time travelling in these parts, particularly at rush hour. Everyone used to have to go through Bontnowith and it was a big bottleneck. But now with that, everything's much better. And we're about to turn into one of the roads that was massively relieved of congestion as well. That way's Carnarvon, and that way to the left is where we need to go because that's heading out towards RAF Llanddrog. So join me when we get a bit closer. It's a shame that the sun's so low in the sky these days, because this is November. You can't really get to appreciate just how pretty this area is. But never mind. Let's keep on trying and see what we can get you. Although RAF Llanddrog is actually closed, Carnarvon Airport still exists on some of the same site. So to avoid confusion, I'm just talking about the old RAF Llanddrog. Okay. So what we're looking at over there is, possibly you can see a tower in the distance. I don't know whether you can, but that white tower will be one of the entrances to the RAF site. There would have been obviously several entrances and exits, but it's just nice to be able to point one out just to show you where they're going. I don't know, maybe this is the way they came, and if it is, perhaps they'd have gone in there. Nowadays, RAF Llanddrog, as I say, doesn't exist, and that is a camping site, caravanning site. Well, there you go. It's nice to see it getting some use. Let's try to get a better view of the base. I've now ridden all the way round to Dinas Dintra, and now I'm coming up to the opposite side, if you like, of what would have been RAF Llanddrog, now Carnarvon, thank you Kat, Carnarvon Airport. Yes, I'm being helped today in my editing by the cat, or one of the cats I should say. So down here on the right, if you look carefully, you can see loads of footings and various bits and pieces, and you can also see disused units, and it was in some units that the bombs were stored nice and safe. So just quickly for you, on your left there's the airfield. You can't see too much, but you can see various bits and pieces there as we ride past. For those of you that are interested, there's a lovely little museum there. and it's great to go and see. There we go. Right, so here we are. This is basically the end of the road. We can just go down to a campsite and that's about it. Okay, I'm just going to park up and then I'll try and give you a little bit more information about the last leg of the journey. So we're nearly at Story's End. You'll be delighted to know. But yeah, hopefully this will be interesting for you. So just bear with me one moment. As I was saying, you've got the situation where they've planted everything here and kept it nice and safe. The thing you'd expect them to do would be to be flying all these bombs out. They didn't. What they actually did, they drove them over there to a place called Fort Belan. I think I've mispronounced it. It's Fort Belan. Excuse my future faux pas, for there will be many. Now, Fort Belan is now a little hotel type place, and it's meant to be really very pleasant, but it is private property. So what we're now going to try and do is try and find Fort Belan. And what they did there, they used landing craft, of all things, they used landing craft to load up all these bombs, and they then shipped them all the way round the coast, round Anglesey, up to Scotland, where they would then be put onto hulks, which would then be draken out to sea, very deep area, and then those ships were scuttled. That's why I was saying they were hulks, because basically they were never going to be used. So they then had that perilous sea journey in landing craft, which aren't designed for open water really, but yeah, they did that. I'm going to see if I can find somewhere to show you what Fort Belan now looks like. I don't know that I'm going to get a good shot, but we'll give it a go. But yes, that's quite a story. From over in Germany, over to Llanberis, Llanberis to here, to an airfield, and then to use boats, which weren't designed for their job, to go all the way round up into the Irish Sea and out. The Irish Sea is known for sometimes not being particularly pleasant, you know, it can be quite inhospitable. While we're here, let's have a quick look around. Nice sounding V-dub. I've not actually got any battery left, so I might lose you. But that basically there is the Llŷn Peninsula. And we're coming back over to Snowdon. I can't even see where it is, but basically that's Snowdonia there. And we can just see Anglesey in the distance. Just so we can get our bearings. Oh, the bike's in front of you. Carnarvon is over there. As we're coming round, that's all Anglesey, Newborough. Tuckletide Museum's up there somewhere. So that's Anglesey. This, however, is mainland Wales. And what we're interested in is that little tiny thing there. I can't get any closer. I'll try and get you some still shots. So basically what happened was, over in that part of the distance, that's the main part of the RAF station, they were then storing the bombs, and they'd take them in phases out of the storage there, drive them up here. Landing craft would take them from Fort Belan out round there up to Scotland. So here, as we approach Carnarvon Castle, this is our journey's end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, etc, and all that malarkey. And thank you very much for watching, especially if you stayed on for this long. Thanks very much. See you on the next one. Bye.